What is up, everybody? Hey, this is Ryan, and welcome to our Reflections podcast. And listen, I got a couple of people in my life that I just admire from afar. They might be considered like celebrity type people. I'm sure you have them too. Maybe you won't admit it, but I do. One of them is a guy called Laird Hamilton. He's an absolute beast. I love him. He's a big wave surfer. Probably many of you don't even know who that is, but he's actually probably in his, I think he's late 50s now, but big wave surfer. You know, he grew up on Hawaii and has a house in Malibu now, and actually married a volleyball star from like the 90s, maybe the 80s, 90s, Gabrielle Reece. Anyway, they are like this incredible, power couple in the world of nutrition and health and diet, whatever, all those things. But I love him because he is like a guy who just shows up for life. And, he's super into training, and he helps other athletes in training, and that's always kind of fun and interesting. But people ask him, like, what are you training for, as though you have to be training for a marathon or training for that. And he just goes, I'm training for life, man, which is kind of fun. Anyway, here's the thing. Laird and actually Gabby, I think it's probably Gabby who has this saying, but she has this saying that is like I've just never forgotten it, and I try to use it as often as possible. And I want to tell it to you and invite you to try it today, at least a couple of times. Here's what Gabby says. This is kind of like one of her rules for life, which, by the way, if you don't have rules for life, you should write some down. Like, what are your rules for life? What are the things that guide you? And what are the things that you always want to, like, make sure that you abide by? One of mine is, like, when you're driving through a neighborhood and there's a lemonade stand, always buy a lemonade. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, if it's your neighborhood or not, buy the lemonade. That's a good rule for life. Okay, here's what Gabby says. One of her rules for life is, it's this. It's just two words. Go first. I love it. Go first. And so here's some ways that you can do this, and then I'm going to get out of your way. So go first. When you're walking down the street today or down the hallway, whether it's at school or at work or just down the road or at a ball game, wherever you are, and you walk, you ever notice how we walk by each other, random strangers, and it could be you and one other person in the hallway alone or on the road, and we don't say anything to each other. It's super weird. And so go first. Say hi first. Hi. Go first. Say hi first. How about this one? How many times are we in conflict and we are in a fight argument, and we're waiting for the other person to acknowledge what they did first? Yeah, and I get it. I've been there, and I'm there a lot. But here's the deal. What if you go first? What if you ask for forgiveness first? You apologize first. Say, hey, this is where I went wrong first. What about this? What if you like somebody and maybe you're in love or you like them and you want to ask them on a date? Do it. Go first. Tell them. Now, here's the deal. This is inherently risky. All of these are inherently risky, which is what makes life kind of fun, if you ask me. I'm kind of bent and wired that way, so I get it for those who aren't. This might even be especially risky. But man, I'm telling you, it's a way to feel alive. So tell them you love them first. Ask them on a date first. Say, hey, I kind of like you. You want to hang out first? How about this one? Offer to pay first. Sometimes we go out to lunch. I had a buddy of mine who, when I was younger, whenever we went out to lunch, he always would reach for his wallet first. And he wasn't just doing it as this disingenuous way of being like, oh, I got this, but he didn't really. He would always pay for lunch first. He was a great guy, very generous. And he taught me, hey, do the same, Ryan. Go first. What about maybe admitting you don't know something first? Yeah, maybe you don't know something today and you've got like that beginner kind of mind. Like, yeah, let someone know, hey, I don't know how to do this, but I want to learn. But be the first one to say it. What about encourage somebody else or celebrate somebody else first? My son Gavin is so good at this. We'll be at an airport and he will grab a random person. Yo, I like your shoes, man. It's so great. And really rarely do they ever respond like, oh, you're a weirdo, man. Get out of here, which is what we envision in our heads maybe. No, what they do is like, yo, thanks, man. I like your shirt or whatever. People love it because who doesn't like to have a compliment or be encouraged? And he's not being disingenuous. He doesn't even know these people. He really wants to tell them that he likes their shoes or hey, you did a good job on that project. Even when he was a kid, he would go to like other people's track meets and games and just cheer them on. That's kind of how he's wired. So maybe it's easier for him. But I'm just saying, be first. Celebrate somebody else first today. Encourage them first today. How about this one? Change your mind first. So many of us, we want to hang on to these things we believed in 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and we don't have our minds changed. So maybe you're talking with somebody who has a different political opinion or thought about current events or whatever. Maybe you can offer to have an open mind anyway first and listen first. Maybe you're the first one today to say thank you. Hey, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And express gratitude first. There's a number of these. One last one. Maybe choose joy today first. Happiness comes and goes, and happiness is often based on our circumstances. But you can choose joy in the middle of brokenness, hardship, suffering, rain, clouds, whatever. You can choose joy. And not as denial, but it's like this decision, hey, in the middle of all of this, I'm going to maintain my joy. And here's what I think it does. I just jotted down a few ideas. When you do this, you're deciding how you want to live. And you're not living based on how others live. You're not like just living in a reactionary state. You are the one deciding because you're going first. And so there's initiative. There's like, hey, here are my values. Here's what I want to be like. Here's how I want to be in the world, the presence I want to be in the world, and the impact I want to have on the world. So I'm going to go first. Let them respond to my goodness and my, going first. Because ideally, all the go first are good things. You're not going to, punch someone first. That's not what I mean. So don't do that first, okay? But be a force for good in the world first. Somebody has to go first. It might as well be you. So it does raise the question, what are your values? Live by those. Also, there's this. Life is just it's so short. It's way shorter than we think. There are far less guarantees than any of us think or can imagine. And so, going first, it will help you to live without regrets. Because maybe you didn't tell them you loved them or that you liked them or wanted to hang out or go on a date. Or maybe you didn't ask for forgiveness and you never got a chance to. And you can live in that way by not going first with regrets. So live without regrets. Be the person that you want to be in the world and go first. And lastly, I love it. It really is contagious. You start going first with your friend group. They start going first. The person on the street, maybe 1 in 5 will go, oh, I don't know you. Don't say hi to me. But 4 out of 5, yo, what's up, man? How are you? Well, yeah. I mean, who knows where it will go? It could lead to all kinds of cool places because it is contagious. And most folks are waiting for somebody else to go first. So if you go first, it opens this whole can of a whole bunch of cool stuff. So that's it. In the spirit of Gabby Reece and Laird Hamilton, one of my two favorite people in the world. I don't know them, they don't know me, but I love their ideas about life. Yeah, in that spirit, go first today. All right, love you guys. Peace. Hey, if you enjoy this show, I'd love to have you share it with some friends. And don't forget, you are always welcome to join us in person at Central in Elk River at 8:30, which is our liturgical gathering, or at 10 o'clock, our modern gathering. Or you can check us out online at clcelkriver.org. Peace.